Time for our August pickup video, and damn, figure-wise, it's a complete sausage fest. Ranma-chan doesn't really count, you know? I was originally gonna get the male version of Ranma Saotome, but the one I'd been eyeing got snatched up before I could plunk down, so I grabbed Ranma-chan, the female version, which I got for a decent price, relatively speaking. You know how expensive freaking SH Figuarts are. And since it came to me used, I didn't bother opening it up on camera. So yeah, male version, female version, doesn't matter. So yeah, gave her happy face. I mean, yeah, I know the good thing about Ranma Saotome's his exaggerated expression while he's a woman, but I don't need that staring back at me every time I look at the shelf. So yeah, I got him holding the hot water kettle. As expected for these import figures, a lot. Well, it's not really that much of a crunch, but we got great posability elsewhere. Yeah. Get him in all sorts of kick-ass poses. Woo! Especially really for Quentin Tarantino. So yeah. Like I said months ago, I mean, I didn't have Ranma Saotome and Sakura Kinomoto themselves, even though I had other characters in their anime. Well, last month I picked up Sakura Kinomoto finally, and now I finally got Ranma Saotome. Didn't matter which version, just as long as we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And speaking of unboxing stuff, I already unboxed Vulture Man in a separate video here. So here he's again, my third ThunderCats Super7 figure. Got him in the same pose I had last time, holding pliers in one hand, gun in the other, just cawing angrily, just hating how he's surrounded by goddamn morons. And again, the only problems are we got the talent up here for some stupid reason, and it's really hard to get even his tightest hands to grip stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I'm glad I picked this up. Of all the evil mutants, and it still feels dirty saying that, definitely, if I'm only gonna get one, it was definitely gonna be Vulture Man. If I still have room, I'll get Slythe too. Along with Mumra, probably. And time to address how I got 2 of Doom Guy and 2 of Iron Man. Well, got an itch to get unopened stuff to just hang on and even box, and I chose right with this one, because a box one of these is already going over $100. I figured it'd be as much, because I saw this was going to be an in-store exclusive for McFarlane. You can only get it on their website. And since then again, I haven't really played much of Doom at all, but what I have played is the classic versions. I'm not up to date with the newer versions where people memeing him with Isabelle from Animal Crossing, you know? So this is the Doom guy I know. And a lot of great detail. I mean, like texturing here, it's just like not very lustrous, like dull, gritty armor, wrinkles in the pants, texture, it's great. But as other reviewers have pointed out, he's not very at least his shoulder pads go up. I mean, the joints, especially the elbows, feel really tight. So it's really hard to get him in the same good poses as even my old Joyride Master Chief. Yeah, it's not even 90 degrees. And I don't think he even has ankle pivot. I mean, he's got some ankle movement, but he can't move it side to side. Still, these are... Also, it doesn't seem to get 90-degree bend in the arms either, but still, what you gonna do? If you want a good, big, imposing figure of classic Doom Guy, it's pretty much the only game in town. Moving on. We got the newest Iron Man, 2 of them. One to keep in the box and one to show off. And when I first saw this guy, it was real. I was thinking, another Iron Man? Do we really need that? I sure don't need that. I've got an Iron Man on the shelf. But then, as time went on, I realized this is the Iron Man from the contemporary comics, the new suit, the Alex Ross design, and it looks really bad. Got the old school design mixed in with new bells and whistles that kind of harken to the movies. Like, we got this jaw right here that kind of harkens to the movie design. And I was thinking, this really seemed lazy. I mean, no wash here for anything, but I found out that there's quick and dirty mods you can do to really to fill in these lines and just make everything pop. It's like everything just brings out the contrast, makes it look better. But it was still a hard sell for me, because I had this Iron Man for years. This is the Mark 43 from Age of Ultron. I had him up there for a long time, because it seems like just standard, no frills, basic, to the point version of Iron Man. I mean, kind of looks like he does in the comics, but with all sorts of cool little bells and whistles. I mean, this did it for me for so long. Even though there were other, more high-end versions of the Mark 43 armor, I thought I would just stick with this one forever. This is one of those things, like a movie version, that looks so good, it can stand in for the comic counterpart. It was so hard to retire this one, but this one won me over. And hearing other reviewers talk about it and realizing I could do a quick and dirty mod to it, so I will eventually, I decided, yeah, especially since, again, this is the current version of Iron Man. So much Marvel Legends stuff, it's like, just trying to bank on nostalgia. It's like, this and the House of X line is really the only ones I can think of that really focus on the here and now. So yeah. So what else did I pick up besides figures? Well, as you can see, one of the absolute best video game-based movies of all time, if not the best. I had to pick up an actual physical copy. I just had to. I mean, I gotta stop now before I start gushing about this movie non-stop. I mean, it just fired on all cylinders. And picking up a game, I mean, got this for about 13 bucks on eBay, and disc is in decent enough condition. It's got the manual. I've never played this, and I've never played 9, so I figured, when the time's right, I'll have both of them on standby, you know? And now, lastly, speaking of nostalgia, I mean, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on going back to the 80s and 90s when, at the same collectible show where I got Vulture Man right here, I also picked up some comics. This is the Magic limited series, Uliana Rasputin. This still holds some, for lack of a better word, mystique with me, because when I finally started getting into comic books, specifically X-Men in the mid-90s, I also got a bunch of back issues dealing with how Uliana had just died from the legacy virus, so anything dealing with her, whether coming back after she died or the events leading up to that, that's a big deal. And a big grab bag of Excalibur. I read some X-Force, a lot of X-Factor, but never really an Excalibur, so I'd be happy to brush up on that, you know? Anyway, that's it for the August pickup video. I just realized one other thing. We got Super7 and McFarlane right here. I mean, just seeing these two side by side, you really see the differences. McFarlane's about gritty detail, while Super7's more about source material accuracy, even if it's just a cartoon. But it's got plenty of details in its own way, like the plucked chicken look, some texturing on the bear's skin, and some wash on the feathers. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, thanks for popping in. See you for the next pickup video, and oh boy, we're gonna have another Unbox-a-Palooza. Just you wait.